Well, hello. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Coffee with Stephen. So, this week's blog is entitled Holocaust Deniers, Debate, and Gun Laws. And yeah, believe it or not, I was able to tie all these things together. A few weeks ago, I was watching a film on Netflix called Denial. This is about a case that I actually studied years ago. There was a professor named Deborah Lipstadt who was a professor of religious studies at Emory University. She really focused a lot of her work on how the Holocaust has affected modern Jewry. Um, in any event, there was another individual by the name of David Irving. Mr. Irving labels himself as a professor of history. That's actually not an accurate statement. He is, in fact, a Holocaust denier. Now, he didn't start off that way. He actually began as a biographer of Adolf Hitler. That ultimately led him to becoming a Hitler sympathizer, and that transcended into becoming a Holocaust denier. He doesn't claim that there weren't bad things that happened in World War II, but he believes that the Jews, as well as the gypsies and homosexuals and intellectuals, were simply nothing more than victims of collateral damage that happened as a result of the Allied invasion of Germany. He's an apologist, okay, for the Nazi regime. He's also an anti Semite. There's no question about that. And this really started a sort of a cottage industry of Holocaust deniers, people claiming that these atrocities never actually happened in the first place, that they were a direct result of Jews attempting to garner international support for the establishment of the State of Israel. At least that's their theory. So Miss Lipstadt had always had this position that she would never debate a Holocaust denier because to do so would, I guess, legitimize their claims. Anyways, she was subsequently sued by Mr. Irving in England, and she won her libel suit against him. He had claimed that she had defamed him. It was an attempt, really, to try to garner some level of publicity on his part, and it failed utterly. But that all notwithstanding, it got me thinking about her position, a refusal to debate. And I started seeing that this was something that has been manifesting for quite some time. I happen to be a huge fan of debate. I subscribe to the notions of John Stuart Mill and Hegel, the dialectical approach, where we actually have a thesis, an idea, and then that thesis is tested by an antithesis, something that is completely contrary to us. And then that antithesis and that thesis actually come together to form a synthesis, something stronger. In fact, I would argue that all of human society is based on the historical principle of the dialectic. That's sort of how we move through history. If we stop engaging in debate with those that hold different views than ours, then two things happen. Number one, our own positions are not tested. And number two, we have literally the end of history. We also have the development of tribalism. And that tribalism, in my opinion, is exactly where we are right now in the United States. I also, in the blog, talk about the vax debate and the non-vax debate, and the fact that there almost began a religious belief on both sides. And listening to other sides' arguments were somehow heretical. Anyways, I do encourage you to read the blog. This one actually is a little dense, but you may take issue with me. You may debate me on these things, and I welcome that. That's kind of the whole point. So please do read the blog. It will come out on Wednesday at artemishq.com/blog. And as always, I want you to train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, and train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe.